Hey y'all. Okay. Wait, it is Dienstag. It is Dienstag. I had to get that out of the way. But this is not going to be a study review. So if you clicked on this video, you already know what I'm talking about. So today is September 23rd, 2025. And people have been going ballistic about this whole rapture of 2025. That's supposed to be happening either September 23rd or the 24th. It kind of coincides with a lot of things that are happening all at once today and tomorrow. But hear me out, y'all. What if, and I don't mind people's comments, I'm going to leave all the comments up. What if, because y'all know we were going through a galactic war, we were going through a galactic in space, right? Y'all remember that night when we all saw them lights and stuff gleaming in the sky, right? Okay, so here's my thing. What if the beings, yes, God, good morning, guten Morgen. What if the beings in the sky said we need a certain amount of souls or bodies, but the only thing is they have to be in agreement? So what if this whole rapture thing is to make it where a certain amount of people will be in agreement with being lifted? Good morning, Shiki baby. I got to take it. I'm taking all the riches, man. I'm sorry, it's coming back. It's coming back, I promise. So my thing is, what if during the galactic war, the world leaders here negotiated a deal with the world leaders there, and they said, hey, we got a few souls here that you can have, but the beings up there said we can't take them unwillingly. They have to know that they're being taken. Right? Bear with me. So y'all gonna think I'm crazy. So here's the thing. What if they had to say something was going to occur to get a certain amount of people to say, I'm going to be taken up, I'm going to be lifted up, I'm going to be in a rapture, or whatever the case may be? That's their way of agreeing. Good morning. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to take away our riches. I'm giving them back. I'm giving them back. But I'm trying to see something, because somebody told me that if I have too many wrenches or whatever, that YouTube don't push your videos out as much. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Boss Lady Denise, guten Morgen. Heute it is Dienstag. It's Dienstag today. We supposed to be in a rapture. So I was thinking, hear me out. I was thinking, what if some call them aliens, some call them beings, whatever the case may be, when they was in that galactic war up there and we saw all them lights and stuff up there, and we started seeing all kind of little things, and we started seeing things coming from the water and all that stuff, what if they said, we'll leave y'all alone if you give us a few of y'all souls, right? And all the world leaders here was like, well, we can't do that, and they said, well, yes we can, because we overpopulated. I'm just hearing this whole conversation in my head, by the way. So what if they was like, no, but yeah we can, because we overpopulated. So what you need us to do? And they said the only thing is they have to know that they're being lifted up. They have to be in agreement. So what if the world leaders here pulled something together where they made it seem as though this is what's going to happen? So you have to be okay with it. So they made it seem as though it was going to be like a holier than thou type of thing. Because one thing I have noticed about a lot of these rapture people is they feel that they are holier than others. They have this thing where they're like, I'm going into the rapture and I'm going to leave bowels in here for you sinners, or for you mockers, or for you, scoffers. And it's kind of weird, because it's like, that's a sin. You're not supposed to feel like you're holier than thou, right? Just bear with me. Okay, so Hi again, Shaggy Star. Welcome in, welcome in. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. What if the world leaders here gathered some of the religious leaders and said, we need somebody to say something is gonna happen on this day. I look like I'm protected in a glass case. Thank you. Um, these are bifocals, by the way. So if they got a certain amount of people to agree that they would not agree but just be okay with being lifted up, what if tonight, what if a spaceship come and just open up, right? Have any of y'all ever seen the movie Independence Day when that girl, the stripper girl, was telling the other stripper girl like, don't go up there, girl, don't go up there with that sign, and she went up there with that sign anyway, and then she got beamed up into that thing. She was like, oh, amazing, and then they were like, rah. And like, but what if that light, what if that spaceship opens up? And then the light lifts people up like a rapture, and they are willing. Their souls are willing to go. So they don't. What, what if I'm right, y'all? What if I'm right? And then what if later on nothing happens, and then they come back and say, well, it happened spiritually, it happened in the mind, you ascended in your mind, or you ascended into another dimension without being so obvious, or something like that. So I'm just thinking, with this whole Rapture 2025 thing, what if some people get lifted up, but what if it's not a rapture? What if it's what if it was all part of a negotiation with the beings from above, with the world leaders here? What if, by you being okay with being raptured, quote unquote, because some of the things that were said were not stated in the Bible, but that's neither here nor there, because the thing that got me was listening to some of their thoughts, their train of thought. The only thing I could really come up with was, a lot of these people feel like they are going to be raptured and you're going to be left behind, and I'm going to leave you behind some Bibles and some scriptures, and I'm going to leave behind you some instructions on what to do, and y'all are scoffers, y'all are laughing, y'all are mocking us. And I'm like, that seems a little holier than thou, don't you think? That seems a little weird to me, that you would be on this holy mission, but at the same time you're like, boo-boo, you're not going with the world call him Jesus, you're not going with Jesus, and I'm going, you're not, so I'm going to leave you some instructions on what to do and what not to do. Look, y'all, some of y'all just take this whole thing a little too far, okay? My thought process is, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. If you get in rapture, you're supposed to already be trying to live a righteous life anyway, right? Right? So why, if you're a true Christian, why would you wait until you hear of a rapture to get yourself together? Good morning, Life of Tasharia. And I want to take the time to thank the person that cashed out me yesterday. I don't know if they are on here or not. Someone cashed out me to make sure that my boys can get the help that they need. And currently I am waiting for one of my twins. I'm in the waiting area. So the cash app did come in handy. Thank you so very much. I did not ask for anything. I never asked for anything. I would rather earn it. That's why I'm pushing really hard with my YouTube, and I've already started back door dashing. I am really trying to work for anything that is given to me. But y'all, I was just thinking though, like, what if this whole rapture thing is all a setup, all a part of the plan for the world leaders here to negotiate with the beings up there, and then by y'all agreeing to it, you can't object to it because you have already said, yes, I'm going in this rapture. But I'm still stuck on the fact that a lot of these people that saying they going up in the rapture, they kind of have this mentality of that they just know they're going. They just feel like they just so perfect in all their ways that they go. What if you don't go? What if you got your mind and heart set on you're going in this rapture and you're making all these plans? And what if some people get sucked up in the air and you sitting there looking like, y'all, today, I think all my content today is going to be about this rapture because it's supposed to be today, September 23rd. But what if? Yes, today is already the 23rd. So what's popping? But like I said, I was just kind of getting stuck on the fact that a lot of these people seem angry. A lot of these people seem like they are those type of Christians that be like, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm perfect, you're not, you're going to hell. What if the people that y'all said going to hell, what if those are the people that are the chosen ones? What if the whole time it was a test for you to see how you would treat people that you thought you were better than? What if it was all a part of the plan? Y'all, this the way my mind works. And I'm glad y'all here to see, because this the way my mind works sometimes. Sometimes I be thinking to myself like, okay, you're supposed to be so better than everybody else or whatever, but the way you're down talking people or criticizing people or whatever, what if that's a part of your test? What if that's a part of your test? If some of these people get raptured, I wonder if I see an empty house and an empty black Cadillac Escalade on some rims, because that's what I want. My dream truck is a Cadillac Escalade black on some rims with some music, because I love music. Cadillac on 22s. But what if somebody who get raptured has a Cadillac on 22s and a nice house, good land where I can garden, have me some flowers out front? What if they get raptured? Can I take over their house and their car? I'm just wondering. When they get raptured, are they gonna be surprised when they look up and see aliens? When they get raptured, do they know that angels don't look like on these movies? Do they realize angels actually look like monsters? I'm just saying, y'all. I know y'all probably think I'm tripping, but I done been here since 6:30 this morning, and yeah, my baby back there, and my mind just went to wondering. I said, let me share this, cause what if the world leaders here set up a plan with the aliens so that they'll stop fighting in our galactic areas, airspace, or whatever you want to call it, because it was a galactic war going on. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. And then they see some spaceships or something hovering over the oceans and everything. So what if they said, y'all got to stop this fighting and going on, because our people starting to get, crazy, and they starting to see y'all. They not supposed to see y'all. And they said, okay, but give us a couple of souls. Yep, the UFO. Yeah. So what if they say, okay, we'll stop, but you got to give us a few of your people. You got to give us a few of your souls so we could take back with us. And they say, well, we are overpopulated, so which ones you want? And what if the alien said, we can only take the ones that are willingly going? So they set up a scheme to say, if you go into this rapture, you are chosen, you are special, you are going to be with Jesus, And these people willingly said, I'm going to be with Jesus, so I'm going to go. So that was their spiritual agreement to be ascended with the aliens. Happy September the 23rd, y'all. It's Rapture Day. And I think all my content today is going to be about the rapture. Because I'm just sitting and waiting. Am I going to see anybody going up into the sky? Am I going to, like, I hope the nurse that's back there with my son is not going to be, y'all, let me go check on my baby. Well, they made the parents all sit in these individual rooms, so we can't leave out right now. They're going to bring our babies back in here, but I'm going to let y'all go. And his nurse has a Dutch accent. So I'm wondering, what's a nice way to ask her, do you speak Dutch? What's a nice way to ask her if she's German? Because if she is, I want to practice a little bit with her. I think a nice way to say it would be, I noticed you have an accent. What language do you speak, if you don't mind me asking? That's what I'm going to say. Because y'all know I'm a little ADHD, so I get a little nervous when I have pre-conversations with myself to make sure I'm not going to say anything to rub anybody the wrong way. But anyway, y'all, danke fürs Schauen. Gracias por ver. Life of Tishara, it is what you learning? Entiendo un poco. I understand a little. But I am really getting in deep thought about this whole rapture thing. How they come up with the date? Who said what? What other things are going on around the same time? Because isn't it supposed to be the trumpet sounding also around today and tomorrow? And it's a lot. But I'm going to come back at y'all later with more details as we follow this day of rapture. Until next time, y'all know how I do it. Danke fürs Schauen. Thanks for watching. Bye.